Stop blaming your children for your lack of discipline. So inevitably, every time I make a video about the dad bod, about, well, how it's your job, your duty, your discipline, that matters as a father. That you must, do the work. You must be in great shape. It is, as far as I'm concerned, a requirement of being a father. And you cannot be the best father you want to be without being in great fucking shape. You're the leader of the family. What you do matters. The choices that you make matter. And they will show up in how your children view the world. It's a really, shockingly, important factor that you teach them about health, about fitness, about nutrition, about these kinds of things. And not with your words, but with your actions. As I said, inevitably when I do this one, some poor little snowflake gets his panties in a knot and feels like he has to have a comment. And on the last one, I got a whole slew of them. It was fascinating and hilarious to witness. Especially because, there's always the two-part to this. One, the overarching response was, loved it, thumbs up, great video. There's about 5 comments of, what a fucking wanker, all this kind of stuff. And I always come back to the one of, people who are doing shit don't leave negative comments. People who have things going on in their lives aren't there watching other people getting triggered and leaving negative comments. So I'm never really deeply offended by these statements. But the most common response I get is, oh, well, here's some jerk off who is so selfish that he'd rather work out than spend time with his kids. So I'm just going to go spend time with my kids. Always cracks me up, that one. Because what you're doing is not only neglecting your children by not being physically fit, strong, healthy, but you are passing off this decision because you don't have the discipline to do it onto them and trying to, camouflage it as great parenting, being a great father, all of this kind of bullshit. No, it's not. That's you abdicating your responsibility and passing it off onto your children and pretending that you're the good guy. No, you refused to make the correct decisions. You refused to do the work. You refused to do what was necessary. And you want to cover it up by, I'm a present father. And look, I can't speak for all of them, but I would imagine, having seen lots of parents in my time, that those who are claiming that they're present, who are out of shape, who have their vices, who have all these kinds of things, aren't actually fucking present. Aren't actually there with their children and doing shit. Yeah, you might be physically in the room, but are you present? Are you actually spending quality time with them? Are you making memories? Are you building a foundation for it? Or are you just using it as an excuse to not do the work because you don't want to? Now, I know that due to the hard work I've invested into my life, I'm incredibly lucky. I spend 4, maybe 5 hours a day with my children. Every fucking day. I get to do nearly every single bedtime, or at bare minimum, read stories and tuck them in before I head off to work. I still make time to work out because I don't bitch out on it, because I don't make excuses, because I do it at other periods of time when other people would feel uncomfortable doing so. And/or I fucking include my children in said exercise and activity. I don't abdicate the responsibility for it. I make them a part of it. My children love working out. They love being a part of that. They want to lift weights and they want to be just like daddy. You have the capacity. You have the responsibility. People are like, well, I'm not as lucky as you to have a home gym. Cool, buy a fucking kettlebell. They're like $30. Start there. Buy your child a 2 kilo or a 4 kilo. Start there. Start by leading by example. Show them what is possible. Show them how to overcome hard things. Show them that it is possible. Or if you don't want to do that, do it at times when you are wasting time. Do it after they go to bed. Get up fucking early. Do it then. You have capacity. And I always come back to this one. Unless you are working out, you're working 16 hours a day, you have time. You are making decisions about what matters most. Your life is a direct reflection of what matters most. And I think it's the most naive and ridiculous notion to be like, I love my children more than you love your children. That's why I don't look after myself. What a fucking ridiculous statement to make. No, I love my children, therefore I do the work to be strong, fit, and healthy, so that I can play games with them, I can climb trees with them, I can do activities. If they want to play sport, I can play sport with them, I can ride bikes with them, I can go running with them, I can go swimming, I can do all the things that they want, because I make the right decisions. You being overweight or obese is not you choosing your children first. It is you choosing your comfortability and your niceties and your ease of life first. You are not a better man. You are actually less of a man. Yes, I fucking said it. And people want to harp on these ones. Just because you're in shape does not make you a great father, but you can't be a great father without being in shape. You have to get into shape. Your children deserve that you are in the best possible shape that you can be. Don't know how? Pay someone to fucking help you. There is a world of information on the internet. Find it. Figure it out. You can and have the capacity to. Again, you're abdicating the responsibility, trying to claim some moral high ground that is absolutely bullshit. Sickness, fatness, being unhealthy is not a moral high ground. It is you making a choice to stuff your face. It is you making a choice to choose easy over what matters. The dad bod is a fucking joke. And I had some guy and he was like, oh, where's this alpha male getting all worked up about the dad bod? Because let's be realistic here. The majority of dad bods, at fucking best, the ones that they claim are dad bods, is you being overweight. At worst, is chronically obese. That is not acceptable. That is not a good life choice. Just purely for your own health and well-being. And for your children's health and well-being. If one parent is overweight or obese, the chance of the child being overweight or obese is 50%. If both parents are, there is an 80% chance. Your decisions matter. It is not genetics. It is not, passed down and something you can't avoid. It is your decisions and your lack of willingness to change. It is your lack of willingness to make hard choices for the benefits of your family. Yeah, I get fired up because this shit matters. I have been the obese parent. I have been the obese child and bullied mercilessly for it. It was fucking horrendous. I came home every day from school ready to kill myself from it. And you're trying to pass off your life choices as better because you're there. No, it's not. Give them the skills, give them the tools to overcome obstacles, to take on daily difficult tasks, to push through, to lift heavy things, to be strong and capable and fit. People want to throw around that it becomes obsessive with health. Since when does fucking being healthy mean being obsessive? You stuffing your face and, your inability to choose healthy food, to not drink alcohol, to not sit on the couch and be a slob, is you obsessing about unhealthiness, but we don't have a fucking problem with that. Well, we should. And you need to. Your children deserve better. Everybody who loves and adores you deserves better. That's why it fucking matters. It's why it matters that you start to get out there and make different choices. Because you are the leader of your family. The standards that you set matter. And it will spiral out into every aspect of your life. But you have to start with you. You have to start with making a conscious decision. And you can build great family pastimes with it. You can have present interactions with your children while showing them what strong, fit, and healthy is. Work out with them. Go for a weighted walk with them. My kids love to ride their bikes. So I strap on some fucking weight and I take them for a bike ride. Teach them healthy pastimes. Teach them to be different. Teach them to be strong, fit, and healthy. I can guarantee you, if you just ingrain it into them now while they were children, it'll be a shit ton easier than waiting until they're adults and they're trying to overcome those quote-unquote quality time, but those skills that you passed on to them in the form of sedation, in the form of dopamine chasing, in the form of all these kinds of things. I have been on both ends of the spectrum and it isn't fun. It isn't a life that you want to be. You don't want to be the fat child. You don't want to be the one who can't do the things he wants to do with his friends or to play the sports he wants to because he is fat. It is uncomfortable. Childhood, teenagehood is rough enough without hating your body. And no, people are like, oh, well, won't you teach them to hate their body because of this? No, because I'm not making it about the body. I am making it about exercise is normal. Eating healthy food is normal. It actually has nothing to do with how they look. But looking good, being strong, fit, and healthy is a byproduct of living those choices. So yeah, it fucking matters. Yeah, you should care. Yeah, it needs to shift. And yes, I get fired up by it. Because despite these people thinking that they're, morally superior because they spend time with their children, I actually give a shit about my kids. My wife and my 2 kids are my entire world. And my life reflects that statement. Does yours? I have deliberately carved out my life to be present, to be home, to be there, to do the things, to interact with them, to be a part of their life, but also to be the strong, fit, and healthiest version of myself, to be here for a long time. What is it? The reverse of it. Be here for a long time, not a fun time. My life's pretty fucking fun, but I don't have to partake in alcohol or junk food or these kinds of things to have fun because my life is actually good. I have actually built a life of value. And I've said this before and I will never understand it and I will always condemn it when people are like, well, what's the point of my life if I can't have insert fucking vice? Chocolate, alcohol, wine, TV, video games, whatever the fuck it is. Well, that's a bigger and deeper question because now you need to ask the question of why is that the thing that is most valuable in your life? Because my life has meaning no matter what I do because I have my wife, I have my daughter, I have my son. We went away for the weekend and I sent a photo to one of my friends and she was like, just quietly, you look like you're also having the time of my life. And there was a photo of me with my son on a camel. And I was showing her his face and the joy. And I looked at it and I was like, you're right. Because this is exactly where I'm meant to be. Living my best life with the people who matter most to me on an adventure with them. But I have the capacity because I made the hard decisions and I continue to make the hard decisions. I continue to build the life I want around those who matter most to me. Around the things that actually matter. Because I built my life on the values that are truly, truly important. So no, You claiming that I need to spend more time and be less selfish by not working out is in fact the worst take you could have. You are the selfish one. You are the one who is only putting yourself first. Because if you truly cared, if you truly loved and adored your family, you would be in the best fucking shape you could be. You would not put anything else above them. You would make sure that you were strong, fit, and capable of fucking doing anything and everything in this life. That is the definition of love. It means sacrificing the unimportant for the important, and I can fucking promise you that your health and fitness as a father is one of the most important things there is. So stop pretending that you're more virtuous because you choose not to do that. No, you are taking the coward's way out. And it is time to accept that you need to step the fuck up, you need to activate that discipline muscle, and do the work that is necessary, regardless of your feelings. You need to start demanding greatness of yourself. That is all I have for you. Until next time.